Hello everyone, I'm going to Wildermyth. This game came out, I think, a couple years ago. Well, it's 2024 now, so I guess it came out 3 years ago. Sometime in 2021, right? Yeah, June of 2021. And I don't know, it was a little bit... I didn't play it at the time. I'm playing it now. It's like a, an RPG sort of, right? Like it seems to be trying its best to simulate a kind of D&D tabletop-like experience. In that you have like tactical combat on a grid with character progression and, a story and a plot. One of the reasons I didn't play this when it first came out was that it seemed like much more story-focused. Like, the tactics were fine, but a lot of it was about character development and so on. I don't know, I've always been more of a, like, skip the lore, give me the gameplay and tactics kind of guy. But, this last several months I've been trying to explore more about storytelling. Mostly ever since I played Outer Wilds, basically. I was like, oh, maybe story and, plot could be interesting. So I'm going to do my best in this playthrough to engage with the story a bit. Actually read out the story interludes that happen in between missions and try to remember what my various characters are like. I have played some of this in 2-player just to try it out, and I liked it, so I think I'm going to play it, as you can. I'm certainly going to play at least some of it with you guys. We made it 2 chapters through Age of Ulstryx, which is a 3-chapter campaign. And so I could move on to the Enduring War, but that's like a 5-chapter story that, who knows? 3 chapters is going to take a number of recording sessions as it is. I don't necessarily want to commit to even finishing the 3 chapters, so we'll just go through this first introductory story, even though I've seen some of it. One of the fun things, I guess, about this is that while the story, like the main story beats are the same, there's a bunch of like randomly generated, events that your various heroes have, and how they react is based on, what happens is based on their personalities and so on. So much of this will be new to me, I hope, even though I have played this campaign for a while. So difficulty, okay, standard difficulty, it was pretty easy. So I'm going to turn it up at least to Tragic Hero. Okay, that sounds hard enough. Yeah, I agree. We want it carved in stone. We'll play for real here. So out of curiosity, I see. Oh, interesting. I thought it would be more detailed than this. But combat difficulty versus like strategic level difficulty. Okay. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, this seems fine. So let's confirm and go next. So we are going to start with kind of 3 main characters for this campaign. Maybe all campaigns? I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna say 0. Oh my god, 10. Oh, that's so many. I thought it would be like 1, but no. Okay, 10. We're not doing it, but okay, so we... Oh, it didn't ask me my name, did it? Oh, I guess I put my name in, like, and that's an account-wide thing. I said I'm a Malloy. None of the characters will be named that, but I don't know. So we can have... I believe if we randomize... We get a hunter, a warrior, and a mystic. Those are like the 3 classes in the game. But you can randomize... Oh my god, you can actually change all this shit? Holy cow. I am never doing this. Huh. This is like Baldur's Gate 3. It's just as detailed. They have voices? I don't think I've ever heard a voice. What? Okay. Am I missing something? Yeah, we can't develop relationships right now. That's fine. So we're gonna get basically 3 young farmers who are going to become our new heroes, and they get personalities which somehow affect like how they react to events. A cowardly leader? Sure, that could be a fun warrior personality. A romantic hothead? Sure, classic rogue stuff. And a goofish romantic. I don't know if I want 2 romantics. I don't know like what it even means, but a snarky peacemaker. Sure, why not? So you have a cowardly leader, someone I guess thrust into leadership whether she likes it or not, and having to fight her base instincts, perhaps. Sorry, I didn't pour myself water before we started. Yeah, okay, these will be our characters. Amma, Mether, and Gari. And the first few missions of the campaign are like introducing the backstory of the land and these 3 characters. This book. There's room in it for another story. It's cold. I'm stuck here. Live or die. What I've seen here could help someone else. Maybe they'll find the book in my bones? I hope so. So this is our mystic, right? Gari Illander. Right, and then this is the beginning. Here in our yondering country, something in the woods is very strange. Oh, and I just noticed, is this like attribution of, wow, you can, what is wiki? Like this is whoever wrote this little story beat or something called Smoke, or drew it? I don't know. Sunrise, sun's coming up, okay. Weighed on only by an unwieldy list of errands, a young woman named Amma takes the seasonal road to the town of Windy Crossing. Hey, get out of here, Windows notifications. I'll have to get the news from Madame Emera. She'll want to hear the hill rumors, too. Hill rumors? Okay. I didn't pay much attention to the story in my multiplayer playthrough, so this is another excuse for me to pay more attention to this, having to read it to you guys. All these omens and sky readings. Pick up salt, pick up beer. Pick up an herb book. That'd be useful. That's all on my way back, though. Could always use a rope. I don't quite understand. Is she talking about... Who's telling her to pick up salt and beer? There's omens and sky readings telling her this? These are hill rumors? I don't really understand. Breeze is light that day. Birds are timid. In fact, the whole world is taking a breath, ready to leap into the sea. When I saw this the first time, I was like, I don't understand what it means, ready to leap into the sea. I guess I'm not poetic enough, but... I'm there already, huh? Here's the hard part. Getting Mether out of... I guess we're calling him Mether? Mether? Feels like Mether would be a more... I don't know. I'll call him Mether if I remember. Mether out his house in a timely fashion. He'll have something ready to argue about that'll take all morning, and... That's Smoke? Fluttering flames roost... Oh, yeah, it does say roost. Roost among the far-off rooftops. Amma hurries towards town, thinking of Mether, a young man whom she's known since girlhood. And so we get to choose what relationship they have. I think it would be kind of fun to have a little rivalry. Watch me worry and he's fine, she thinks. Or maybe not so fine. Ick. Hey, Mether, you here? Yeah. So, just much like XCOM, you get kind of 2 actions per turn. You can do this character apparently has 5 movement. Seems like a lot. And you can spend both actions moving if you want, so you could move like this far, for example. I don't understand why I couldn't move to this square, though. Like, I don't understand this game's geometry yet. is it really like, you know, a diagonal move is just as far as a non-diagonal? Is it 1.5? Is it... Because, like, I can get here, but not here. So, is it square root of 2? I don't think it's 1.5 moves, but maybe. Anyway, I'll move up here. With my first action... Yeah, that's why I couldn't move there. There was cover that I didn't know about. I also don't understand the cover mechanics, really. Like, yes, it has cover, but what does that do? And, how do the angles work? You know. Anyway, here's the door of Meether's place. Huh? The fire didn't reach his house. Figures. Meether, we can put these fires out. Come outside and help me. That idiot. Yeah, no, this is also written by the same person, but it's a different, like, named thing. Huh. Why is no one... The door unlocks. Meether shoves it open. Yeah, you, what's... Spare my door, you beast. Get inside, then. Spare my door, you beast? What does that mean? Is Meether worried Amma was going to knock it down? Amma? Oh. Okay. We've shut the door. Great. Your bow! Yeah, there's things in the streets. You didn't see any? Like, monsters. I don't know. I've got one trapped behind... There's a lot of monsters that make that noise. I don't know if I'm going to be willing to howl it every time, but... Behind the house. Well, staying put's not a plan, sorry to say. Right. So here, I've got some tools around. Look, I know we're not best friends, but we still find a reason to see each other. Can you help me fight it off? So we get to pick a weapon. If it breaks stones, it'll break bones. I'll take a pickaxe. Just watch my back, yeah? I'll do what I can. Don't run. So the enemies... I don't totally... There's like a deck of enemy cards that like 4 encounters can be drawn from randomly, but I don't know if it's always random. And we're being introduced to the first one here, Row. This is like a, you know, dog beast thing. So we are gonna have to knock down this door and get going. But there's no rush, I think. We'll have to do that eventually to progress. Now, I haven't actually played a hunter. So what is... Or not very much, anyway. So he doesn't have 2 weapons yet. I think that's a thing that hunters eventually get, is like they get a dagger and a bow. Maybe they don't have to. I don't know. Anyway, he gets a bow, so... We want him to end his turn here. Because Amma should surely be the one to barge down the door. But we want to have full movement available when we do so. So you get each turn 2 actions and 1 swift action, which you can spend on numerous things. It's free. They're like free. They don't cost... A swift action doesn't cost one of your actions. Like opening the door is a swift action. You can see at the top of the tooltip there. But if you try to do 2 swift actions in a turn, the second one like uses a real action because you only get 1 swift action per turn. Yeah, stand adjacent to an ally to wall them. Reduces incoming damage by 1 and does not stack. Yeah. So, how far can this guy move? Not very, it would seem. I'm gonna have him go out first, actually, so we can see where the enemy... It's up here. Okay. I mean, I know that from playing previously. We're just gonna chill out here, I guess. There it is. It's patrolling around. Got hidden over there. What's the range on this? 7. So you would think from here he could shoot it, right? Nope. Okay, well... I don't know how to tell how far enemies can move. Like, we could take some good cover here, but there's no way this guy can move and still attack on the same turn and get that far, right? I don't know. I'm just going to hang out here. We'll wall up, I guess. Yeah. So now we can shoot this guy, which... He has 4 health. Oh man, he's behind the tree, so he's got great cover. Okay, let's move first then. Yeah, now you have a much better chance to hit. And we can take advantage here of flanking. Oh, although, does this count as him being in cover? No, it's still 100%. So cover doesn't apply to melee, I guess. So this attack normally does 4 damage. It says it'll do 4 here. I feel like it should do more, because we should be flanking. Flanking in this game is... if you have attacked an enemy previously on this turn, at more than 90 degrees away, you get bonus of some kind. I thought it was extra damage, but we still just did 4, so I don't know. So there you go. This is our introduction to Mither and Amma, and to the mechanics of the game and one little dog thing. And we get to the level ups. Amma's grown stronger. Warriors like Amma are built hardy, enduring, with a natural aptitude for battle. They develop powerful techniques for close combat. Her name is Nockstrange? You'd think she'd be a hunter with that kind of name, but okay. They have confusing last names. So these 3 are all warrior-specific... yeah, warrior's the name, right? Yes, warrior-specific abilities. You can also roll into just generic abilities. Okay, so what do we have? And I guess it looks like you can level up, you know, up to 6 times. And many of these abilities are upgradable, like you can take them again and they get better. So what is this? Melee and ranged attacks do more damage based on the percent of health she's missing. Okay, so like a berserker kind of thing. Untouchable. When she gets a kill, the next attack against her within 1 turn will miss. That sounds kind of fun. Wow, these are all like... I took mostly defensive skills for my warriors in the other multiplayer game I played. These are much more aggressive. Yeah, I guess we go like defensive, right? Try to encourage her charging into combat and getting kills. And Mither has also leveled. Hunters like Mither thrive in the wild, surviving through stealth and peerless archery. They master their surroundings and bring down large quarry. We are allowed to reroll these, by the way, but it costs legacy points, which are your, like... I don't even know how to describe what legacy points are. They're currency you accumulate not very easily, and they can be spent for a lot of valuable things. So if all the abilities really suck, you could reroll, but I feel like you could usually find something decent. Archery. After a ranged attack against him or any adjacent allies, he counterattacks with a ranged attack. Okay. Well, Thornfang seems bad because we already have a warrior who wants to get melee kills. And Ember Arrows, I feel like, is very questionable. You don't get that much fire. Oh, yeah, because... I don't know. I mean, we're gonna get a... what's the other person name? A Mystic soon. And Mystics are a little bit better at starting fires, but I mean, I don't know. There aren't always fires around. But like archery? I don't know how often that's gonna do anything. Let's try Ember Arrows and try to build towards that somehow. And I think so far I've found at the end of every combat you get some kind of, you know, small piece of equipment. Pair of bracers, expertly woven. Bracelet of grace. Well, let's put on the warrior who's going to be trying to get into the middle of combat, shall we? Yes. Claim. Well, that was easier than I thought. Bring on the next one, right? The creature's death is quiet. It seems to slip from life in a few stunned, hazy blinks. Oh, there is a back button. I never noticed that. Okay. They'll spend a piece of the day getting the flames under control. The damage isn't as bad as it could have been. Townsfolk emerge from hiding to fight fires and clear debris. Some full of curiosity, others visibly haunted by what they've seen. Gari must already be waiting for us. I'd go alone, but we should both go. Gari? He's at that ruined tower by now. I'm thirsty, and this place is in rough shape. Thirsty? What does this have to do with anything? I don't understand some of this stuff. Others can take care of it, but Gari will be waiting for us. What happened today could be happening everywhere, couldn't it? And this seems so strange to me. Why would you assume, like, okay, one dog came to your town and set everything on fire, and you're like, oh, obviously every other town must be on fire and attacked by dogs. That's the most reasonable conclusion. Something about that tower is just stuck in my mind. It's like when you get apple skin in your teeth. Is it really? Oh, yeah. Anyway, I just think we said we'd meet him. We should. The tower in the hills. You've been there. Yeah, once. Actually, looking at the tracks, they come and they go that direction. Amma and Meter follow the pounded path of monstrous feet, hoping for the best and dreading every other possibility. And now I don't totally understand the relationship these characters have. Like, Amma was like, oh, we should go get Gari. And this guy was like, Gari? And it sounded like he didn't know who Gari was. But I guess they do know Gari? I don't know. He's going to be friends with Gari. Let him be alive and unhurt. A wordless while passes between them, but the quiet only heightens their worry. You've known Gari longer than I have. He's pretty capable, I feel like. I feel like? Oh. Yeah, Gari is too polite sometimes, but he doesn't often disappoint me, you know? Weird things do tend to happen around him, but I'd say he's probably up there now. Figuring things out. Okay, so this is our first step on the strategic layer here. So our heroes are not one permanently unified party. Right now we're together, and we're going to stay together for a while, but at the kind of campaign level, you have your heroes are... Ah, what did I do? No, stop. Oh god, I keep forgetting all these buttons. Waz to pan, but if you touch anything else near Waz, like God help you, you're going to be making something else happen. Anyway, your heroes are... There are things to do on the map, and you can assign heroes to do them. And so they could all go together, or they could split up. We could craft something here, but I don't think... Yeah, we don't, like, have any money. We want to go to Galadland, apparently. So if we say Galadland... Well, we have to scout it. We haven't been there. So when you're adjacent to a tile, you can scout it. And once you've scouted it, you can interact with it in other ways. You can choose how many heroes to send. We're obviously sending both of them. But notice that Meether is 3 times as good at scouting because he's a hunter. So, you know, if we had other stuff to do, maybe we could send Meether to scout while Amma did something else, for example. Something she's more efficient at. But this is really the only play right now. And so time passes while we're doing this, and the enemies also advance their plans when enough time passes. So there's kind of a race or a tug of war there. The previous night. The tower where Gari had arranged to meet Amma and Meether is a place he often used to escape to as a boy. He knows its rooms and floors so well, he could survive being chased through them. Seems like is what's happening. And now I wait, I suppose. Does he cough a lot? Why is he... Dust gets deep as rain puddles in here. Oh, dust gets deep as rain puddles in here. Alive's alive until that beast breaks through. Don't you know, beast? Goof. Snuff, snurf. Okay, I don't know. I'm not good eating anyway. It's a picturesque old tower, perfect for a plot twist. Maybe the beast, the boast of some log-dead despot whose name has sunk in the river. But as the old will tell you, precious things go overlooked in a ruin. What lodges amid the bones of failure is often the dream that drove it. That book, why have I never... It just seems so weird to me that he's like barricading the door against a beast and he's like, I think I'm gonna go read. Easy there. I guess you're wondering why I'm talking to myself, huh, beast? I'm also wondering. Gary bends to pull it loose. And then the book explodes with magical light. It's called Wildermyth, the game we're playing. The book's heavier than the slender spine suggests. Look at all this. It's full of strange stories, the folklore of folk long forgotten. The tyrant's medicine imparts no salient secret. It's only a fairy tale about a dying emperor. He swallows stars every month to calm his cancerous anger. These are different stories than were in it last time I did this campaign. It's like a random list of stories, I guess. The Tears of Oakwoman is a weird, rootless tragedy of a woman made of oak who stands on a sea cliff and is eaten by termites as she waits for her driftwood love to wash ashore. The flotsam beauty floats forever past the edge of the incoming tide. She's made of oak and waits for her driftwood love to wash ashore. That's so sad. The Windy Crossing Quilters tells of an assembly of very old people who, instead of dying, take up quilting. They live together, speaking rarely, making magnificent quilts. Okay. Gary reaches the last word of the final tall tale. A few blank pages are left. This book... Something in him feels like it's coming loose, but he can't tell exactly what. There's room in it for another story. It's cold. I'm stuck here. Right. Then this is the beginning. Here in our yondering country. See, and this is what we saw at the beginning of the first thing. The story Gary was writing was about the other two, I think. Gary writes, words are ready. Omens have formed in the fabric of everything, and he's beginning to recognize them now. Some are just misgivings. They've crept through his body like the sourceless aches one wakes with. Others are more substantial. Now they seem lightning plain, a promise of thunder. For in the wild black woods where birds once belled? Is that a word for singing? A hateful silence churns. This is a monster that is going to be featuring prominently in the campaign. Pain lights Gary's head. Subsides. I made it to morning. He lowers his bleary eyes. His story lies before him in luminous script. Empty pages have sprouted behind it. So he found some empty pages at the back of the thing, said, oh, I'll write my own story, and then the book magically made space for more. Why do I feel powerful? So you can get a spoon or a staff. I took a staff in the other game. I think a wand is better, basically, because I never had to use the staff to hit anyone. It's just slightly worse for magic. So I'll take a spoon, which I guess is a wand. Open wide, beast. I'm getting out of here. Open wide. Are we going to shove the spoon in its mouth? Foe cards. So this time we have a Rager. It charges without seeing, misshapen tusks swinging wildly. Use interfusion to kill from a distance. So this is the, like... the mystic, the mage type class. Its main thing is taking control of scenery objects and using their unique abilities magically. So, like, this is a bunch of mannequins, which, yeah, they're cover. You can break them if you hit them hard enough. They give you cover. But also, a mystic can use... if you take it over, you get this constrict ability from it, which does 2 damage at range 6. So let's move in here and see what we're up against. And we can see, okay, interfuse an object, then use it to attack. Yes, understood. You guys will see that in a sec. No need to read it. So there's a guy back here, right? A rager at 4 health with 1 out of 2 armors. He's already wounded, I guess. It says ignores scenery when moving. Well, oh, but this isn't scenery. It's a wall. It's a transparent wall, so we really are safe here. So interfuse is a swift action, which, remember, means you can do it once per turn for free. But if you want another swift action, it's going to cost you. Range 6, you can, like, you can interfuse with a scenery object. I think I'll take these... Oh, that's a lot of damage, actually. This guy doesn't have any warding. This might just kill him. So I'll take the candles. And now we have a new ability. So we could withdraw, which is a swift action that's like uninterfuse. Or we could interfuse with the second thing. As far as I can tell, you can interfuse with up to 2 things at a time. But instead, I'll use my last remaining action on an attack. I will steal fire. Use that candle's fire on this guy. Burning him to death. Great. Easy fight. Gary Illander is now a Greenhorn Mystic. As a Mystic, Gary has acquired the knack for interfusing his spirit with earthly things, drawing on these bonds to enact formidable magics. We could be open mind. You can interfuse with up to 1 more object. Okay, seems lame. Myth Weaver. So these are... yeah, okay. There are objects that you can interfuse with and get... They have like a basic ability and an advanced ability. And these 2, I think, unlock more of the advanced abilities. These are nature-based ones, and these are lore-based ones, I guess? Dark. I don't quite understand this. Oh, wow. Naturalist. That's interesting. Upon interfusing with a tree, enter Grey Plane, which is like stealth. That sounds kind of cute. Vine Wrench for plants. I mean, there are plenty of plants. Plants and trees are all over the place. Yeah, why not? It doesn't have an upgrade like this, or wait. Oh, I see. This... It doesn't mean this is upgradable. It upgrades your textile interaction from Constrict to Greater Constrict. I don't quite understand what Garb does. 50% chance to reflect damage while interfused. Reflect damage dealt to the Garb or dealt to me? I would think me, right? So, like, if you interfuse with some Garb, it protects you in addition to being an attack source. +1 potency. Potency is like... It's like strength, but it affects all of your abilities as far as I can tell. Like right here, if you can... You know, if you had 3 potency, you could get even 1 more object, but I don't know. I think Naturalist seems fun to have the ability to enter Grey Plane. And trees aren't so bad. Oh, I don't know. Let's see these new fancy abilities instead of just a kind of passive. Well, actually, what is Tree Call? I don't know. Let's try it. It lets us make trees, maybe, and also we benefit from using trees. Could be cool. We get an Earthshell Talisman. Glitterclack stones swing from a length of rope. Their faces glift and frowning. Yeah, so go ahead and wear that. We get 5 block. We could salve... I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to make him wear it. So this is also, I guess, reflected on his... The doll, right? Can we see it somewhere? My understanding is all these pieces of equipment, every change to your character is reflected in little art for them, which is nice. More monsters roam the ruined halls and rattle the rotting furniture. That's kind of a little poetic structure there, right? RR something, RR something. That's got to be on purpose, right? But Gary moves quickly, sensing his way in the dark. Daylight lands on his wrist. Cool wind soothes his tired eyes. All I had to do was the impossible. Not too bad. He closes the tower door, gentle to make no noise. That was the Mystic's art that I did, right, Tower? Where did I get it from? Could it have just happened? Is it just one of those things? Things a man's born with that might blossom in his life when he needs them? I suppose, wherever it's from, all I can do is have gratitude and use it wisely. Gary? But am I a bedtime story now? Am I going to find a talking animal who gives me a quest? Gary, you alright there? Hey, Gary, something happened? Yeah, I forgot you two were coming. I'm sorry. I just had the weirdest night and day, and me and this boulder I'm next to only barely survived. Yeah, see that smoke on the horizon? That's from the town. Yeah, that's Windy Crossing. It burned. And the tower is howling again. There were more monsters in there. Things are different than they were. Yeah, well, I don't know if you've ever seen something quite like this. A monster? Sure we have. We slay monsters. He looks skeptical. She's a cowardly leader, right? Okay, well, I do magic. So, I guess his two friends suddenly became monster slayers, and he's like, oh, okay, well, I became a magician, so we're all just gonna have to deal with each other's new roles. Sites, you've discovered a new site. It's still under enemy control, though. Click on the banner to assault it. So this is... We finished scouting this area, and that encounter was the result of the scouting. Now it's enemy-owned, you know. Occupied by lurking gorgons with strength 2. I really don't know, like, what 2 means. Certainly we can handle it, and we're going to. We will choose to attack. We will choose to bring all 3 heroes. Let's go. And when we succeed, we will own this area? I don't know what the word is. It's a site, I guess. We fight as a group. We lean a little on our ability to strike at range, maybe. Sound good? A perfect understanding isn't likely to emerge. What these beasts are, where they come from, what drove them to attack the town of Windy Crossing. But letting them nest here feels like the wrong idea. Input's absolutely welcome. It's necessary for us all to feel good about this. Sure, well... Okay, so we have choices here. Gain courage or gain stoicism. Back at my house, it was pretty simple. Kill the beast before it kills you. I'm inclined to agree. Or, you know, we could be kind of defensive. I think we're going to be fine. Let's just rush in there. Get that extra damage so we can kill them before they do anything. So for 3 turns, we'd extra damage for our non-mystic heroes, I guess. And 2 potency for our mystic hero, maybe? There's a raccoon in a row. Although the thing is, I'm like... I very much am a like sit back and wait type. I would be like, let's all get by the door. Past turns, so we're ready to knock it over. But now that we all have this buff, right? Like, for 3 turns, shouldn't we get in there? I feel like, yeah. Okay, so what is Tree Call? Nope. I thought maybe it would make a tree, but it doesn't seem like I can use it when there are no trees around. Fair enough. Well, you know what? Let's just send the hunter up to open the dang door. Ah, also... Actually... Oh yeah, he's got this Silk Step ability. Single action with an elusive step slips into Gray Plane. So how does... Select a target. Single action ends turn. I don't want to actually do it, but I want to understand how it targets. Okay, so like a distance 2 away move that makes him invisible. I think actually what I'd like to do is see about maybe setting this on fire so that the hunter could use it. So let's maybe just have the warrior do the obvious thing of charge up to the door and open it and see what happens. Bam! Knock knock, coming in. Alright, there's no one in here. Cool. Okay, so we can charge. And is there a door over there? There's not, right? So there's probably an enemy in this room and an enemy in this room. We saw there were rows, I think? I don't remember. Let's go ahead and silk step, I guess. What the heck? Why? When I mouse over this, it lights up those spaces? Up here? And here? Why? Why, when I'm targeting this, does it suddenly light those up? It makes no sense to me. Huh. Okay, well, let's become invisible anyway. And we'll interfuse with this bookshelf. Whoops. What did I just click? I think I uninterfused with the bookshelf. Oops. So how does this work, actually? That's kind of... I would like to know that. Is this going to damage me, or... Yes. Okay. So I haven't used Splinter Blast very much. It wasn't clear how it works. You get range 2 targeting, and then a 1x1 area around it, where you do damage, including 2 friendlies. Okay, well, I don't really want that. Why does this bookshelf offer Bone Lance, and this one offers Splinter Blast? What's the difference? Huh. I don't know. Yeah, Splinter Blast is great for armored foes. You know, I'm gonna use my first regular action, trying to like interfuse again. It would be swift, of course, but remember, you can't do. You only get one free swift action a turn. I'm just gonna Bone Lance this idiot. Well, actually, I shouldn't. Well, I probably. Ah, no! Don't do that. Bone Lance. Okay, great. So now the other two can take advantage of their extra potency. You know, just barge down the door. No one's in here. Okay. So he must be over there. Well, he's in Silk Step, right? Which I believe basically lasts until you attack. Does it tell me here? Can't be seen by enemies. Yeah, so why don't you go scout, you weirdo? And why do these light up sometimes? What does that mean? If you move next to a cover object, would you lose Silk Step for some reason or something? Oh, these are fires. These are light sources. It's telling me, oh, if you stood here, you'd get advantage of your ember thingy. Oh, how nice. Well, yeah, let's go there then. He has ember arrows. Where is this last monster? Is in here? On this one tile? Okay. It's a little risky moving that far up because, yeah, this might happen. So let's try our... I can't shoot him from here. And this shoot has a range 2 to 7, so it doesn't... I couldn't, like, move here and shoot him because I'd be too close. What does Ember Arrows exactly do? Burning arrows. So... I could switch to his dagger, and like get here and be standing on a fire, but it wouldn't work because Ember Arrows only affects actual arrows. So before we like finish this fight, though, I would like to see how these trees, like, what is the deal with trees here exactly? Well, that's a candle, it's not a tree. I don't know why I thought it was a tree inside a building. You got me there. Okay, I don't think I'm doing very well right now. My plays are not so hot. Let's... I don't know how to like calculate line of sight. Like if I stood here, could I see this guy? How do you measure that? I don't know. I see that it's highlighting in faint red when I mouse over this guy. Is this like the line of sight from that tile? Telling me that if I stood here, indeed I could see him? Let's assume it's that. Yeah, and so now it's displaying his threat range from here. But how could I see that before standing here is what I want to know. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, I should have moved him behind so she could flank. Also, I didn't read what actually happens when you flank, which is kind of important. Yeah, so by interfusing with both of these bookshelves in the past, I cost myself a turn uninterfusing with them. And so now to interfuse with one of these and hit him, I can't do anything useful this turn. Okay, well, I guess I can just charge behind this guy and bop him, right? She's fast enough for that. And we get the flank that way. Cool. We found a torch. Oh. Well, that's perfect for me there, my goodness. He loves fires. I assume it's a swift action, right? Maybe even a free action? The last misshapen creature folds its bones and dies. Blue fluids darken the dust. So calm accepting death. Not natural at all. Natural if you're suffering. Hey, look at us. Look what we did. Yeah. Day drops, day rises. Dusk is sweet, the sunrise sweeter. It's not long before they've cleaned the old tower up a bit. I wish we could get a storm. How dramatic this place would look. This wasn't some omen. Some star-told tide of wrath? I don't know. Let's just be clear about that. It was a plain old monster attack, and I expect more of them. Let's not wait to be overrun. We're a company of heroes now. We'll walk the land, we'll fight. People need us. We'll give ourselves a name, and make sure it's one they'll sing. Sounds like you've thought about this. So these guys are just... Yes, this is exactly how 19 and 20-year-olds behave. They're like, okay, we fought... We killed 2 animals. We're heroes now. They're gonna sing about us. Alright. Yoriana's Keepers, Serpent's Era. The Spiders of the Veil. Oh, that sounds kind of fun. Sure, I'll go with that. After that, the 3 of them are inseparable. Rumors are rampant. Heroes are needed. This world will be flooded in sorrows, but its defenders are joined by a fire that night. Here follow the tales of the Spiders of the Veil. Be remembered. What a perfect time for a little break. Calamities. Your enemies improve their strategies after every fight. Yeah, so... We're powering up, but so are they. Now these Ragers can be added to the deck. I think there was a Rager in the fight with the Mystic, but it was like... it was a plot fight, right? It was it was staged. This can now appear as a random enemy in fights that ask for random enemies. So this is the monster deck. It's not very exciting. Okay, cool. So our new objective is to clear all hostile sites and scout this place. We'll do that in the next episode, or some of it anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.